So today we are going to be talking about 12-volt refrigerators, and they have come a long way. And some of the advantages of having a 12-volt refrigerators are you don't have to grab ice anymore. And if you are boondocking or dispersed camping or going on longer trips, you can sustain yourself longer out there without picking up ice, going back into town, or having soggy food. And a lot of these 12-volt refrigerators now are dual zone. And when I say dual zone, half of the fridge you can turn into a freezer, and that other half is a refrigerator. Or you can turn the whole thing into a fridge or turn the whole thing into a freezer. So based on your application or based on what kind of camping you're going to do, these things have been I wouldn't say, I don't like calling it a game changer, but I'm going to call it a game changer. And 12-volt refrigerators can range in variety in prices. They can be anywhere from $250 all the way up to $1,500. And a lot of folks ask me, what do I normally use? Well, I've tried a whole bunch of fridges, and I've tried budget-friendly fridges, and I've tried the high dollar fridges all the way up to the IceCo. And I find that it depends on what type of camping or outdoor activities you are going to do. Now, when I went across country last year, I used a cheap Bodgea fridge, which was only $240. I've purchased a IceCo 60 or 75 quart fridge and found out it was too big for my application, and I ended up leaving it in the house as a secondary fridge for when the power went out. And I ended up selling it because, one, it was too bulky, too heavy, and just too big for my application. I've had fridges that make ice. I've had fridges that are stainless, and I've had fridges that are budget friendly. And today that's what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about budget friendly fridges. And this right here is a Bodgea brand 12-volt fridge. Now, I also have a Bodgea fridge in my Ram ProMaster, but today we're going to be talking about this one right here. This model here is the TW45, and it's a 43 quart 12-volt dual zone fridge. And before we start today's video, we want to thank Bodgea for sending us this model, TW45, for testing review. But let's go check it out. The Bodgea TW45 is a 43 quart 12-volt dual zone refrigerator. When I mean dual zone, meaning half of the fridge is a full refrigerator and the other half is a freezer. And we'll take a look at that in depth in just a second. And a lot of the other 12-volt refrigerators come with a removable partition. When you remove that partition, a lot of those fridges automatically shift into a fridge or a freezer. This is fixed, so you'll always have a fridge or a freezer depending on how you set it up. And we'll check that out in just a second. Also, when I say it's a 12-volt, I will be using a Blue Eddy power station plugged into this and using a cigarette lighter to power this fridge when I am at camp or when I am driving to my destination. It'll be plugged into my cigarette lighter in the truck or my vehicle. Now, when I mentioned this was a dual zone fridge, half of it is a refrigerator and the other half can be used as a freezer. It also has a Wi-Fi app control. You can operate this refrigerator using your cell phone using the Bodgea Car Fridge app. Now the refrigerator is equipped with the 2-zone, and the 2 zones can be independently controlled for temperature. Fridge itself is a hard texture ABS plastic. I like this ABS plastic when it's textured. It just gives it a rough, rugged look, and the edges are kind of like angled and rounded sort of, and there's no really sharp edges to get caught on anything. And the bottoms and the tops, if we look at this, the bottoms have a protective cover to prevent damage on the corners, and I like that. And it looks like you can replace them because they have 2 screws on each one. So I think if you end up damaging or breaking them, I bet you can call Bodgea and get replacement corners for this. On the left and right side of the fridge, you do have these handles. They are not spring loaded, but it looks like you can remove them using these screws if you don't want to have these handles. If you decide to put it on a slide, or you just want to remove these, but these would make a great tie down point to secure your fridge. On the opposite side, you do have another handle. You can remove it by doing the screws as well. And then you have a built-in bottle opener, a metal bottle opener that's recessed into that. And you know, a lot of the fridges now are putting in a bottle opener. I like that, just because you know, you may need to open up your adult beverages or soda bottle caps, but that's another cool feature as well. Here on the bottom, you have your power inputs. This right here is where you plug in either your 12 volt, 24 volt power source. Right now I've got it plugged into my Blue Eddy power station. Or if you decide to use the grid power, you can use your 110 as well. But these are the only 2 power cords that will come with the fridge. Right next to it, you do have a solar input. You would have to purchase that separately if you decide you want to power this up and charge it with a solar panel. Now, right above that, you do have a compartment here where you can purchase a Bodgea battery and run this fridge with one of the external batteries as well, and then use your solar power panels to keep that battery charged. So I do not have a battery for this fridge, but I may get one. And I do have another fridge that I do power up and run it with a battery, but that is the options that you can do this fridge with. Then on the sides of the fridge, you do have these vents to allow heat dissipation for the compressor. Now this Bodgea TW45 runs so efficient. I'm going to show you on my Blue Eddy AC50 what kind of wattage this thing is pulling out in the eco mode. Check this out, folks. I am pulling 34 watts. 34 watts at 28 degrees on the freezer and 37 degrees on the fridge. And this is how quiet it is. And you can see, in fact, it is in the eco mode, medium, pulling 12.7 volts at 34 watts. It's hooked up into the 12 volt DC output port. Now the lid on here is pretty sturdy. It has a spring-loaded handle, and when you drop the lid, it securely latches it in place, which I really like. So you don't have to worry about it being accidentally left unlocked. Another option is this lid is reversible. So if you got it set up somewhere in your car or your rig or in your trunk and you need to access the controls, but you want to place this a certain way, you can remove the lid and swap it out and set it in the opposite way. So now you can open the fridge in the opposite direction. Or if you want to just put it back the way it was. So it gives you an option of where you want to set your lid opening. I like that. Now if you look at the top of the fridge, you have some indent cutouts for some drinks. So if you want to put your drinks on here. Now it's not going to secure it, but it does give an option of where you can set your drinks at. And this right here, this rectangle, you're probably wondering what is this for? Well, check this out. The inside of the lid has a cutting board which you can remove, and it fits right on here where you can actually use it to cut your meat, vegetables, or whatever, cheeses. So this has an integrated cutting board which you can put right up in here and store back into the fridge. So that's a really cool option right there, and it holds it right in place. If you need to grab anything at night, you do have two LEDs on each end to provide lighting to go into the fridge while it's dark. Also, you do have these two baskets you can remove. So if you need to load your fridge, instead of bringing your fridge with you to wherever, you can just remove the removable wire baskets and load your meals, and then come back and then just drop it into the fridge itself. The inside of the fridge is pretty deep. You do have a drain plug, so if you spill anything and need to wash anything out, you can go ahead, wash it out, and then drain it. But it is pretty deep. You're talking about right at 15 inches as far as the depth on the fridge side. And then on the freezer, you're looking at about 9 inches. So that's pretty good. I mean, you can put ice cream on this side and all your other stuff on the left side. Now I found using the controls are really simple. Now going from the Eco to Max mode was really easy. All you had to do is double tap this button here, and then you will see the Max button or the Eco mode start flashing, and then you just go from Eco to the Max. And I just leave it in Eco mode because I want the best savings on my power station, because once the fridge gets up and running, it's only going to draw power when the compressor is running. And as you can see, I was only drawing like 37 watts off my power station. And then if I want to go from adjust the temperature from the left side or the right side, all you have to do is hold that wheel button and the power or plus button together, and then I can go ahead and start adjusting the freezer side, which is pretty cool. I'll bring it down to 0. Once I got the desired temperature, I'll go ahead the wheel and the negative now, and then it should shift to the opposite side, and then I can adjust my temperature on the fridge. So let's go to 30 degrees or 33. And once I've got that there, you just leave it and it'll automatically start coming down. So that's a pretty easy operation. Of course, you got your power button here. Hold it down and then it'll power off the fridge. So the controls are really, really easy. And then of course here on the left side, you do have a USB. So if you want to charge your phone or anything like that, or your drone batteries, you do have that USB plug there. So, and it does have a rubber cover on there, but pretty simple. Now I'm going to give you the measurements for this. We're going to do the length of the cooler is right under 23 inches. It's going to be 20 inches high, and then the width is 15 inches. So now I have a mid-rack system on my truck, so this fridge will not fit under my rack system because it is only, I've got 19 and a half from the deck system, and I've got 20 on my fridge. But I always leave my fridge inside of the cab of my truck just because it's got food in there, and if I am out in the middle of nowhere or we got wildlife, I just like leaving it in there. So, but it's something to consider. Now the Bodgea fridges also have a Bluetooth app where you can control your fridge and monitor it from your cell phone, and it's called the Car Fridge app. You can get it at the Google store or the Apple store. I don't use one for my fridge, any other of my refrigerators, because I am there, I go to the fridge. I use my Blue Eddy power station apps to monitor my power going in and out, but that's an option you want if you need to monitor your fridges using Bluetooth. Now I also have another fridge in my Ram ProMaster, and that is also made by Bodgea, and it is also a dual zone 12 volt. This one's a little bit bigger. This one's a 45, but I also use my Blue Eddy AC 180p to power that up. And this one is actually, you can power it with some 20 volt batteries as well, but this is a dual zone, and I keep that here in the van for my travels. So what do I think about the Bodgea TW45? I think for the price, they're great fridges. I drove across country last year and I did a 12-day camping tour in extreme heat, and my fridge, the Bodgea fridge, ran for 12 days, 24/7, and I had 0 issues. I mean, we're talking 100+ degree temps. Inside of the truck was probably about 135, 140 degrees. Food stayed cool the whole time, 0 issues. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly fridge, check out the Bodgea series, the TW45. I will post the links and descriptions in the box below, and if you got any questions, pop them in the comments box, and I'll answer them the best I can. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. If it's your first time here, go ahead and hit the subscribe, like, and comment. And if you want to help support the channel, if you want to see more videos like that, with as little as $3 a month, become a Patreon member and support the channel that way. But that also helps Hoku get some treats, and we appreciate you sticking by. So until the next video, I'm Ben. This is Semper Gumby out. Hey everyone, this is Ben, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Semper Gumby channel. This is just going to be a short video announcement for something that's coming up in October. And this little get-together is called the Gumby Gathering. Yes, Gumby Gathering. And what is it, you ask? Well, it is an opportunity for you as a subscriber to be selected to come out and hang out and camp with some of your favorite YouTube channels. Now, some of the channels that are or have been confirmed right now is Casey and Paula from Black Truck Adventures. And you might have seen them at the Moore Expo and some of the, right now they're in the Pacific Northwest doing that Expo Overland PNW. But awesome vehicles and rigs. So like I said, Black Truck Adventures. Another one is Dave and Tiffany from Best Life Adventures channel out in Florida. Also from Fort Worth, Texas, you have probably seen a couple of collaboration videos that I've done with him. In fact, we just did one at the LBJ Grassland, Lyndon B. Johnson in Texas. Brian Waters from the Brian Waters Outdoors channel. He's also going to be there. Adventurer Aaron from the Instagram channel as well. And he has this really cool Honda that's not a full-blown rig, but it's called Astro. And right now it's on display at Overland PNW at the Honda booth. Another YouTube channel that will be showing up is Mr. Mark from Five Angels Outdoors. He recently relocated from Florida to Texas, and he drives an awesome Bronco. I mean, it's amazing. But Mark is also going to be there. We also have Folksy Overlanding, David from Arkansas as well, and he will be leading some of the, or showing you some of the trails if you would like to go out in the Ozarks. And it's nothing crazy. It's going to be pretty sane, but it gives you, the subscriber or the viewer, to come out and go wheel with David and a couple of the other guys. And then some of the other YouTubers that we're waiting for confirmation for, they have to check their schedule. One would be Trail Hunter USA, Mr. Eric Taylor from Kentucky. He also has a awesome Bronco. And you know, we're working on some other YouTube channels as well, but as we get them, we are going to go ahead and let you know. Now the Gumby Gathering date is October 11th to the 13th. That's a Friday through a Sunday, 2024. To get to the site, it's pretty simple. It's really, you know, it's not hard. You don't need a full-blown four-wheel drive to get there. In fact, it's off of a gravel road, dirt road, and the area can accommodate, you know, 10 to 15 rigs, and it's right on the lake. What you need to do is, on this video, you need to comment with your, you know, YouTube channels or Instagram channels that you follow. So for example, if you're a Brian Waters Outdoors subscriber and you want to join Brian Waters with this, just type in hashtag Brian Waters on this video and in the comment section. If you're a Best Life Adventure fan and you want to camp with Dave and Tiffany, hashtag Best Life Adventures. And I will take all those comments and we'll put them in a pool. Now on September 1st, we are going to announce the subscriber winners that have been selected to come and join us. Now we're putting together a little gift bag for the subscribers to when they get selected. You know, it'll be stuff like from Blue Eddy, Ergotech, Bouge RV, the Semper Gumby channel, as well as the other channels will throw in some of their swag in there for you. And we're going to probably give away some items such as a Devos a Light Ranger and some other cool stuff you can get. Now, Tiffany from the Best Life Adventure channel, if you are picked by Best Life, she said that she will be doing the cooking for you that weekend. So come hang out with Black Truck Adventures, Best Life Adventures channel, Brian Waters Outdoors, Folksy Overlanding, Five Angels Outdoors, Adventurer Aaron, myself, Semper Gumby, and we're gonna have a great time. So mark it down on your calendar, the Gumby Gathering, October 11th to the 13th, 2024 in the Ozarks. Until the next video, this is Semper Gumby out.